All right, what up, YouTube? We'll do a little study today. Hold on, let me get to it. I'm gonna be mainly Corinthians today. I'm gonna be in First Corinthians chapter 8. Cause I was thinking about some things. I'm gonna get into it, but let me see where I should start at. I'm gonna just read and I'm gonna just go as I need to. So First Corinthians chapter 8. I'm gonna start at around verse 8. But food does not bring us near to God. We are no worse if we do not eat, and no better if we do. Be careful, however, that the exercise of your rights does not become a stumbling block to the weak. For if someone with a weak conscience sees you, with all your knowledge, eating in the idol's temple, won't that person be emboldened to eat what is sacrificed to idols? So this weak brother or sister for whom Christ died is destroyed by your knowledge. When you sin against them in this way and wound their weak conscience, you sin against Christ. Therefore, if what I eat causes my brother or sister to fall into sin, I will never eat meat again, so that I will not cause them to fall. All right, in First Corinthians chapter 8, at around verse 8, he basically talking about eating food, and most things in the Bible can be looked at. Well, I look at everything literally, like literally. So I believe every word in there is literal, but I know some things are meant and written, poetically, and not just that, but in sometimes when a prophet's a prophesying and they write things that have double meanings, they might use a little bit of, those devices of literature and all that. So I still take every word for what it is in the Bible. So is he talking about eating meat, sacrifice to idols, causing people to stumble? I want to go back to that real quick because when I said I was gonna stop talking about it, so I don't even know why I'm back to it. But I was looking for it before I stopped talking about it. And I ain't saying that this gonna justify me or nothing like that. But like I said, I'm gonna be in Corinthians today, so I'm gonna kind of bring it all together and explain it, make it make sense. So when somebody's, but basically, Paul is talking about right now, somebody's pretty much sinning against Christ by causing people to stumble because they doing what they see them do, and that's what I was saying, and I was looking for that verse, you know, with that stuff. Man, see, I don't know where to start at because I need to get into. I think it's just the next page over, but like I said, I'm gonna be all in Corinthians today. Really, probably not all in it, but that's pretty much how I'm trying to put it. Like I just smoked a blunt too. My bad. So I'm a little high. So I think I explain things better when I'm high sometimes anyway. So I'm gonna definitely get the point across. But just let me think about how I'm gonna do it real quick. I thought I was ready. That's why I went live. But um, if people like watching what I do, especially your every action, trying to see if you are who you say you are, and not just that, just trying to watch you to judge you off something just so they can have a reason not to care who you are, just to say, oh no, just because they ain't like way. Then for the people out there who do look up to entertainment and stuff like that and get influenced by it. Like if you the type of person that to go play a video game, man, that influence you to go shoot somebody, shoot up a school or something for them people, for y'all on the wall. The things that I say or y'all watch me do sometimes influence y'all to do them things. They don't do that, especially what I'm talking about. Like I don't think anybody kids should have been even knowing what ghetto gadget stuff is if watching me because my channels always say I get 0 views anyway. Matter of fact, let me show y'all real quick. Cause I don't trust nothing about none of this internet stuff. Like they could be posting comments that I'm not saying and all type of stuff to make me look crazy. So if y'all see all my channels say it has no views. The one that said it got 5 views, I think I viewed them the 5 times because I think I was putting comments on it or whatever. My channels all got no views. I think one of them actually did get a view. Somebody commented on it, but that's them colored people. You see, when I start talking about degrading black women, that ghetto guy stuff and all that, then they gonna start having a little bit of respect for me, thinking I'm like that. But really, I don't. That ain't how I like to see black women. So I don't. That's why, like I'm saying, like I'm see now. All of a sudden, I'm getting all these job offers and stuff now because these people watch me. Like I've been saying, they respecting that now that I possibly got the potential to damage black women. They love that, and so now they trying to get close to me, and I might as well just die broke because now I really don't know who I'm gonna be around if I even try to get a job. Like of course, a lot of black women probably want to set me up or whatever, but even them people probably just think I'm with it. And then even if I go and show them I'm not with it, they be like, oh, well, now he knew we with it, so now we got to kill him and stuff like that. So at this point, I just don't know what to do for real. But uh, let me go back to Corinthians real quick. Basically, I don't read it. And that's basically what I'm saying, though. If you see someone with, let me go back and read it because dropping them poems, man, I ain't trying to toot myself. Matter of fact, like I said, it's important. I'm going to be in Corinthians today because I'm going to commend myself. I mean, when nobody else encourage you, you got to encourage yourself in God to know that you can do what you thought you could have done already. So I'm gonna definitely, encourage myself and talk about this a little bit. But when I was making that my Black is a Mystery, that man, the ending, I was stuck on that for months. So I was definitely proud of that. And so I say like with all my knowledge and all that, just to speak about the things that I know in a poetic fashion, I would say, with all my knowledge and people who look up to me in that field or that manosphere or that that particular topic or whatever, y'all looking up to me and y'all see like, because I know it's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna say F me for what I did, and they, I don't blame them. Like, but like I said, I'm gonna get into all this, but it's gonna be some people out there who gonna look up and be like, yeah, I piss on these bitches too. It's gonna be some people who gonna say some stuff like that. So please don't do that, because like I said, part of the reason I even started looking at that, I mean, like I said, is I'm a pervert. When I'm looking at porn, I only look at the ebonies. So I just so happened to see that and it just fascinated me a little bit. Like it ain't a fantasy, but I would say fascination and fantasization ain't the same thing. I'll say that. But yeah, for those of you out there who think that that's gonna be cool and all that, like I'm saying, don't. I'm not encouraging that at all. And whatever, ain't even finna go there. But yeah, but like I'm saying though, even just like I was saying, making that my Black is a Mystery. Like I ain't even feel like it was perfect, and it was still one of the best I ever seen for real. Like I went out of my way to make it super long and just all that. So definitely, and I asked God for that. And so I think like how it's saying in here in Second Corinthians, how Paul is saying in here in chapter 8, verse 10, if someone with a weak conscience see you with all your knowledge, and they ain't trying to call people stupid and say I'm smarter than people and stuff out there. But I mean, I ain't stupid, man. I'll say this. I remember when I was in the Air Force and this dude I was with, he was drinking and driving. And I told him the police was right there. I told him get over because when in Missouri, it's a state law. I think it's in all the states now, but if you see the police on the side of the road, they say you got to get over because too many of them be getting hit. So they want people to, be respectful on the road and move over if you see emergency personnel on that shoulder of the road. So it was this white dude I was with, and he was driving. I'm like, hey, the police right there. I was like, get over, or they gonna pull you over. And he was jumping. He's like, man, shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about. Da, da, da. And as soon as he went past him, drunk driving, straight past the police on the shoulder, the police pulled him over. He got this DUI. And because of that, I was in the Air Force, not the Army. So we always used to have to, show our intelligence and stuff and all that. They'll give you opportunities to show your intelligence and see, like, show that you deserve to be in the Air Force. Really, like, let's see if you smart or whatever. So because he did that, they made us pretty much. Because like during that time when I was in the Air Force, I don't know if it's still like this or not. I mean, when I was in the military, in period, it was big, but they used to always talk about DUIs and stuff because a lot of troops, getting DUIs, drinking, driving, and all that stuff, and they was like it's looking bad on the military and all that. So they used to like really crack down on it, at least when I was in it. So when he got this DUI, I was like, dang, this is exactly what they've been talking about. As soon as I came up in here, now I'm involved in it now because also when you in the Air Force, they got this stuff called like the wingman. You're supposed to always watch the next person and make sure they're doing what they're supposed to do and blah, blah, blah. So now, of course, because since I was with them, I had to be in part of this and explain like what could have been done better or not. But anyway, let me get straight to the point. I'm talking to, I don't know, maybe I got time to describe to y'all, whatever. But either way, though, they made us give a speech, and I gave a speech so good. I don't know if it's because they thought I was just black and stupid that they was like, "Look, this nigga can speak." But I don't think that was really it though, because even the black people that was looking like, "Damn, like this nigga really should be like a Martin Luther King or so." But like when I just like really broke this thing down and blue on the little topic they gave us to do and all that, and I think like even that is how I began to like realize like my potential. Like, damn, like I can really do anything I put my mind to. Like they just told me to talk about this and why I was right and why I was wrong, blah blah. And I damn near broke it down to a science to them. So like it be little situations like that. Like life give you lessons all the time, and they ain't trying to say because these colored people on a wall gave me a spotlight and say speak. And I speak in front of more people. Ain't trying to say because they did that you know I should feel influenced or whatever and emboldened by them to be more of or speak more or whatever in front of people because that's what they think. I ain't trying to get that pat on the head, but when I did that, it was kind of like I seen some of myself. I never really seen myself as like a public speaker. Like, when I was a kid, as a matter of fact, in the first grade, they used to tell me I had a speech impediment and all that stuff. So I when you go through school and stuff, every now and then they just always, ask you like what you want to be you grew up and all that, da, da, da. And like a public speaker, was always things people would say. I mean, not really all the time, but you would hear about it. But I never thought I would be, a person that would speak something. So when I did that, I was kind of like, like, yeah, that was easy, and I ain't even really put no effort into it. And I was like, just really getting encouragement from that. But not just that, but what I'm saying though is when I'm going back, that's what I'm saying. In verse 10, for if someone with a weak conscience sees you with all your knowledge eating in the idol's temple, won't that person be emboldened to eat what is sacrificed to idols? So I know I ain't stupid. I like a lot of people say you can go to college, but I'm so smart that I'm like, why would I go to college just to get a piece of paper to say I'm smart? So I don't even want to waste the time to go to college, and I can just study what I feel like I need to know on my own time when I want to do it. You don't need to. I mean, I see the benefits of college and all that stuff, but a lot of people who went to college for degrees are now unemployed because some technology done took over their job or it just faded away or whatever. So, I mean, I ain't got nothing against college, but I didn't even like regular school. So going to college definitely wasn't going to be an option for me. I went to a trade school because I did want to, learn those skills to work with my hands and all that. But like I said, in Chicago, just felt like I never had that. I ain't gonna say keep saying luck because luck is of the devil. I say blessings. I just feel like I've never been really blessed in Chicago, trying to do what I want to do. Whether it was going to school, trying to play sports, whatever. And I feel like I never been incapable of doing these things. Clearly, I can do anything I put my mind to. I just always been overlooked. So just going back to But I don't know. Maybe I've been always overlooked though, because like I said, around this maybe the sixth, seventh grade, I did say I was gonna stop believing in God. So maybe that was God all along. So like, if you ain't gonna be with me, I ain't gonna be with you. So maybe that's why I was probably having all the bad curses I was having when I was here in Chicago, which eventually made me say, forget it. I'm gonna go to the military to get some money in my pocket. I know that sounds bad. They say you're supposed to go to defend the country or whatever, but ain't nobody signing up to go die for nothing. If anything, you signing up to go kill. You talking about die for the rights of this country. How am I die for your rights? That don't even sound right. Christ died for your rights. But either way, let me go back here. I'm gonna go to verse 11. So this week, brother or sister for whom Christ died is destroyed by your knowledge. It's like I'm saying, if anybody looking up to me out there because they like the way I spit these things poetically and talk about the issues that I study, which is the environment that we live in and all that, don't think that peeing on people is okay. Because, like I said, even though I play video games and stuff, I ain't never killed nobody. So I might watch that. And like I said, it was for a specific reason why I was watching it initially. Just because I do that don't mean I'm gonna ever do that. And I don't know if some of y'all strong enough to see that and not want to do that. So I'm gonna go back to Second Corinthians, read it. I mean, really, I think it applies to me right now, but I'm explaining, if I influenced anybody in all my knowledge and every intelligence to make you go do that or make you want to go do that, then don't do that. And like I said, should no kids be watching my stuff anyway because I don't get no views on my channels, so it ain't like I'm getting recommended on y'all phones anyway. Let me go to Second Corinthians. First Corinthians chapter 9. And basically, what I'm gonna talk about with this real quick is because, like I said, all this is gonna make sense. I'm gonna wind it all up. Cause like I said, even with that stuff, some people be like, "Well, you a coward. You ran on your niggas and all that, and da da da." Like I said, a lot of times people ain't scared to die, just being scared to go to jail. Like I ain't scared of getting beaten or like that. I'm just scared of eating that food. Like every time I went to jail, I ain't never ate the food. I did a little bit, but I'm like, I'm just not gonna do nothing to come here where I gotta eat this every day. That was it for me, the food, period. But I'm gonna come here to chapter 9, 19. I'm talking about the food, but a lot of them being eating flaming hots all day, Pop Tarts and all that. It's almost like I'm in prison right now. That's all I do for real. But like I said, I try to get the little super donuts and stuff like that. If I knew how to cook, I would, but I always thought a woman would be cooking for me, so I never learned. So, with the blessing of God, all things are possible through Christ. But come back here to chapter 9. Though I am free and belong to no one, I have made myself a slave to everyone to win as many as possible. And I think that's the point right there at chapter 9, 19, 1 Corinthians. Because a lot of people gonna see me and be like, how you claiming you all spiritual with God and all this, but you be doing this and doing that. Sometimes, I mean, it's just like going to the military. Clearly, look at the way I talk. I'm not the type of person they would want in the Air Force, but sometimes I know how to, switch it up and speak like how they want you to speak and, do it like that so you can get to where you need to go. They call it coding or whatever. Hillary Clinton, I used to say she used to do it all the time. She'd go to black people like, hey, y'all, like, what's going on, y'all? She really don't talk like that. So black people do it too, talking white. When you need to get somewhere you feel like you need to go, a lot of black people to go to these colleges is going to be doing that because you're supposed to be knowledgeable and speak intelligently, so either way, a lot of people who wondering why I do what I do is sort of because, I feel like I've been at the bottom before. So I know how I think I can relate to anybody. So when Paul says, though I am free and belong to no one, I've made myself a slave to everyone to win as many as possible. So sometimes, yeah, you might see me somewhere doing something I'm supposed to do. Not trespassing against nobody, but doing things out of the norm that a saved, holy person ain't supposed to do. It's just so I can put myself in a position where I can relate to you. So I'm making myself a slave to everyone so that I can win as many people over as possible. See what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep reading because I was just saying this in the last video. Even if I didn't believe in God, like the way I be feeling sometimes, it's all in the Bible. Like God and the people who his servants who he sent. It's I'm gonna say this, like I was saying in the last video too. I'm gonna just sum it up right here. You can't say you a Hebrew Israelite because this ain't a title that's on you. This is something that's in you. So when I'm saying like the way I naturally feel about things and I see them in the Bible, I know that this Bible is written for me. I know who naturally I am, and I read the things that approve, not approve, but confirm the way I'm feeling. I'm like, yeah, God is real, and He is the one who, not the like. Hold on, my bad. Like I said, I'm high. I forgot what I was talking about, but yeah, like I was saying though, when I'm reading the Bible, I do feel like God is, you know, He chose us, Abraham, to be His chosen people. Because I understand, it's like I put it like this. I'm saying I'm relating to God because of the things I do. So I put it like this. I know God chose me because a lot of the things I do is automatically a choice of God. So I mean, some things sometimes I don't. I do sin sometimes, but deep down, I know wrong from right with most. I ain't gonna say mostly everything, but pretty much everything for real. So when I'm thinking about something and then I'm reading, I'm like, I know why I'm chosen because I'm choosing God naturally. I know why God is with me so much now. But I'm gonna keep reading though. He says, verse 20, to the Israelites, I became like an Israelite to win the Israelites. It says Jews, but J wasn't really a word. So Jew ain't really a word. To those under the law, I became like one under the law, though I myself am not under the law, so as to win those under the law. So he became like one under the law. He became like the Jew. He became like, to those, in verse 21, to those not having the law, I became like one not having the law, though I am not free from God's law, but am under Christ's law. So as to win those not having the law. So you see what I'm saying? I became like an Israelite. He probably, the way he's going, he's basically saying like, he basically even became like a Gentile if he needed to save a Gentile. So just understand what I'm saying. Like, and that even goes back in chapter 8 where he was saying, if you see me doing something, please don't follow what I'm doing because there's a reason for everything I'm doing. But if I led you down that way, I mean, that ain't what he was saying. He was saying pretty much if you cause them to sin, you sinning against Christ. And that's what I'm saying. If you're looking up to me and trying to be inspired by some of the things you think I might do because of some of the things I'm watching, then no, I'm putting myself in certain spaces sometimes to see sometimes. I mean, sometimes it ain't always for the good reasons. I mean, because sometimes you can't have pleasure in sin. And that's why I really don't want to do it. Sometimes I just feel like Neo in the Matrix for real. But let me just keep reading. To the weak, I became weak to win the weak. Verse 22. I have become all things to all people so that by all possible means I might save some. And I know with the way I be talking about this, some black men out there becoming in their right mind who like this to think like, man, I shouldn't be like this. So they know I'm right. When you look at down in Jackson, Mississippi, how they talking about most of these men out there, they got the human what they call it, the immunodeficiency virus. I think that's what it is. But I don't even want to say it because they gonna say it's hate speech if I attribute it to that. But I can't even say the name of the disease. I can't even say I can barely say COVID-19, and I can't even say the H and the V if it pertains to a certain group of people. You can't even talk. I can't even talk about it. So to the weak, I have become weak. To win the weak, I have become all things to all people, so that by all possible means I may save some. I do this all for the sake of the gospel, that I may share in its blessings. And that's it. And that's what I've been thinking about. And I knew I read it somewhere before, but like I said, right now I'm in the Old Testament reading. I'm in Leviticus, Chronicles, and still in Isaiah. So I'm like, let me just scroll back through the New Testament real quick because I don't want to get too far removed and forget what I was just reading about Christ and all that. So I was just scrolling through and that's what I found. And I ain't done yet. I'm gonna keep going because I talked about this before too. But I'm gonna go to Second Corinthians chapter 6 because Paul is talking about the ministry, and I feel like everything that's been exposed with me, and people might think I'm exposing myself, but I'm finna get into it. You know, when everything has been exposed to me, people it feel like it's a hardship in my ministry right now. Like you got some pastors out there who come out like this. People forget them. So I ain't even do nothing that I'm looking at, and people want to be against me. I mean, I get it though, because it kind of goes against everything I stand for. But that's what I'm telling y'all. Like, it's a reason for everything. So don't only God can judge me. And if y'all don't believe it, just listen. I'm gonna go back to 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 3, Paul's hardships. We put no stumbling block in anyone's path so that our ministry will not be discredited. And I'm gonna say this because I did, I was talking about the stuff with the black women on the site, and I was saying, hearing like perhaps lyrics in the past, like I'm a dog, treated like a dog. I was saying, that's where my mind was at in general. So I'm not saying like, you know, I'm not putting a roadblock in anybody's path or nothing like that. And if I have been, then I'm gonna come back to this. But I say this, I feel like if anybody been, because I feel like Obama, and that's what I'm about to get into, but I feel like he tried to get at me. So I feel like if he tried to get at me, I'm gonna get at you about something. So let me say this. We put no stumbling block in anyone's path so that our ministry will not be discredited. Like I ain't out here hating on nobody. I ain't putting no stumbling block in nobody's path. Rather, as servants of God, we commend ourselves in every way. Yes, I do sin sometimes, but I'm gonna commend myself in the good things because the sin ain't what make me. It's part of the forgiveness of the sins that's what makes me, because I too am willing to forgive. So rather, as servants of God, we commend ourselves in every way, in great endurance, in, in troubles, hardships, and distresses. I'm gonna go back to that in the great endurance. Now, matter of fact, let me just keep reading. In beatings, imprisonments, and riots, in hard work, sleepless nights, and hunger, and purity, understanding, patience, and kindness, in the Holy Spirit, and sincere love, and insincere love, and insincere love, in truthful speech, and in the power of God, with weapons of righteousness in the right hand and in the left, through glory and dishonor. Bad report and good report, genuine yet regarded as impostors, known yet regarded as unknown, dying and yet we live on, beaten and yet not killed, sorrowful yet always rejoicing, poor yet making many rich, having nothing and yet possessing everything. And I talked about this before, but I'm gonna go right here, verse 8, through glory and dishonor. Yes, I've done some things that I feel like I can get the glory for, but all the glory goes to God. So if people do praise me for something, I just say thank you, God. So if I have made you rich with these seeds, I mean, looking at the stuff that I told you I was looking at, that'll probably put a bad seed in your mind. And if you go do it, that'll put a bad seed in your spirit. And even if you don't go do it, that can still put a bad seed in your spirit if you're tempted to do it. So, like I said, I ain't trying to influence nobody to do anything, but let me just keep going. So I'm talking about in verse 8, through glory and dishonor. I know I do some dishonorable things sometimes, but I'm gonna keep going in this ministry because even Paul has done some dishonorable things. As he's saying here, through glory and dishonor. Dishonor ain't no reason to stop. Keep going. You can overcome it if you want to. And I'm gonna keep reading about that. Bad report and good report. And this is what I'm talking about. The bad report and the good report. I know there's some people who can say good things about me, but there's some people who can say bad things about me. And I'm gonna say it like this though. And I was saying it. This is what I was getting to when I was telling you I was gonna talk about it in the last chapter. But a lot of people might say I'm tripping, coming out just exposing myself, talking about my own business. But I don't think that's the case. Let me go here. In Proverbs, somewhere it says like a fool is someone who blurts out his business or something like that. It's somewhere along those lines. I think it ain't too far off, but I don't, this ain't the case for what I'm doing. Because, like I said, I think this, when I put my Black is a Mystery out the first time, I think people was willing to support it and was want to, but I don't know if y'all like doing a group thing or whatever. But either way, though, like I was talking about with Obama a couple months ago, he came out talking about like rape culture, fantasies, or something like that. And this was around the time I think people was thinking about supporting me because of when I released my Black is a Mystery and all that. So that's what I'm saying through bad report and good report. Like matter of fact, let me just keep reading because yeah, through bad report and good report, genuine yet regarded as imposters. See, not only is that bad report of what y'all seen looks bad on me, but it also makes me look like an imposter because, like I said, people thinking like it ain't no way that he wrote these poems and he looking at something like this. So through good report and bad report, genuine yet regarded as imposters, known yet regarded as unknown, dying and yet we live on. For anybody out there who going through it, you having hardships in your ministries or hardship in your life, keep going. Just keep going. Beaten, not yet killed. Sorrowful yet always rejoicing. Poor yet making many rich. Having nothing and yet possessing everything. I'm trying to see if I should read the rest. But I think I'm good right here. But I really just want to get in that middle part through glory and dishonor. Dishonor ain't a reason to cancel nobody. Because even Paul, like I said, is going through this. Or was going through this. But in the spirit, I feel exactly what he's talking about. Bad report and good report. Genuine yet regarded as imposters. Known yet regarded as unknown. That right there does it for me. Through glory and dishonor, you're going to have your ups and your downs. But keep going. Through bad report and good report, you're going to have your ups and your downs. But keep going. You're going to be genuine yet regarded as an imposter. And that's exactly why you should keep going. Dying and yet you live on. You keep going. Beat and not yet killed. So you ain't got a choice but to keep going. Sorrowful yet rejoicing. Poor yet making many rich. Because you keep going. Life ain't nothing but a lesson. If they see a poor person getting through the way they getting through, somebody gonna learn from that. You gonna make them rich somewhere mentally or spiritually or something. Having nothing and yet possessing everything. You can have none, but like I said, if you keep going, you're gonna have everything mentally. So that's I really wanted to connect that, and I think I did pretty much. But yeah, that's what I was saying though. I know I mentioned Obama, but I think I told y'all, yeah, he came out talking about the rape stuff and all that. And I feel like he was talking about me because, like I said, there was around the time when everything was going on. So that's kind of why I turned it on again to see, what people saying about it. I can see pretty much what's going on, but yeah, that's what I was saying. I know people out there like Obama is putting out bad reports about me, talking about I got rape fantasies, but I ain't the one that authorized the Gaza Strip and all that with them children that'll get blew up like that. I ain't the one who went over to Africa and told them they need to start enforcing these laws when they said no, we ain't gays. So hey, and speaking too, man, like I said, cause I feel like I'm gonna go to anybody who come to me. So Obama was talking about yeah, doing when this coronavirus stuff hit last year and all that. Not even that, but the George Floyd stuff is what I was thinking about. He came out, he put out a response to that. He was smart some, yeah, we know America ain't always been perfect and blah blah blah, but let's get back to work. And it's the middle of a pandemic going on. He talking about let's get back to work and all that. And so, part of it just made me, think like, damn, like, does he have some self hatred within him? Because you know how they got the stigma out there that, like, black people are poor, lazy, and stupid. I mean, Joe Biden already talked about how he think we poor. They already think we stupid because they put something like that ghetto gaggers reference in their movie. And matter of fact, I'm gonna show y'all some too. I just seen. Hold on, I'm gonna show y'all that. Let me just keep that up because I know what I'm gonna talk about. But let me finish that thought I was on. But yeah, what was I saying? I was talking about Obama. Talking about yeah, talking about get back to work and all that stuff during the pandemic. But yeah, I was talking about too how they think we poor, lazy, and stupid. So basically, what I'm saying, I don't know. I just kind of felt like maybe there might be some self hatred within him to know that we in the middle of a pandemic and people mad because of the George Floyd stuff, and you telling people to get back to work. Like, ain't the pandemic out here killing people? What you mean get back to work? Like, no, we need to settle this injustice first. Then Martin Luther King said injustice anywhere is an injustice everywhere. So I don't know. Like I said, he mentioned me directly, and they can't because I'm known yet regarded as unknown. I gotta be irrelevant, but they see the universe responding to my word. But like I said, through bad and good reports, even though he mentioned me directly, I'm gonna keep going because I know I'm whatever. I'm gonna be done with that. But like I was saying, like I can just keep going on and on about it, and I want to be done about it. But they put this out on this little news. Now this news talking about it's just a movie. This I Am Legend stuff. I've seen the movie before, but I ain't seen it in so long. I forgot what it was all about and stuff. I mean, I think he's saving the world or something. But I thought he was already in a movie like that. That Last Day Earth, Independence Day, or whatever. But I don't know what this is about. But yeah, this is just a movie. But I remember a Muslim told me this: that Satan must announce all his plans. They got to say everything they gonna do to demons of Satan. They must announce their plans. So yes, that is just a movie, but I clearly showed y'all with that ghetto gagger stuff and the Army of the Dead movie that they be talking about us behind our backs, and we don't know. The average black person didn't know that was probably I might have been the only one who knew what they was talking about. It might have been maybe a few more out there who caught that. Clearly, some of them on the wall caught that because that's who it was meant for. But I don't know if no other black person out there done caught that. Maybe it might be a few black men who is weird as me and sit around and look at something like that and they caught that. But yeah, that's just what I'm saying though, through good and bad report. How is it that somebody like Obama didn't even see something like that? So the good and bad report, genuine yet regarded as imposters, known yet regarded as unknown, dying yet we live on, keep going. For anybody out there who having hardships in their ministry, their life, or whatever. All right, that's how I'm gonna end that.